Hello, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. Well, this is the second episode of this little Sailor Moon Tea series that I'm doing. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at chapters 4 through 6 of Sailor Moon Tea episodes 1 through 29 and movie. You probably just should have called it Sailor Moon Tea. The title Sailor Moon Tea episodes 1 through 29 and movie just seems a little clunky, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion. So let's not waste any time, and let's hope that the camera actually cooperates today. You know, this camera would actually be a great camera to film this web show with if it wasn't so freaking glitchy. Probably doesn't help that my laptop's really old. Alright, let's not waste any time. Theme song, The Touch by Stan Bush. I guess this theme song thing is supposed to be the song we're supposed to listen to while we're reading these fanfics. Rebel. Make the choice, Sailor Centauri. The boy or your Sailor Mars. She saw the sight she hoped she would never see again. There she was, tied up on a crane to Ryuisu's far right. To Ryuisu's far left was the innocent boy, crying away as the rebel from Barrel's former empire stood on a crane in the center. Oops, too late. Suddenly both cables snapped, sending both screaming as they fell to oblivion. Sailor Centauri yelped and immediately dropped down towards Sailor Mars and grabbed her. They were still falling fast, so Centauri grabbed his flute and shot down a yellow rope which shot out and tied itself to a beam. He then gave the flute to Mars and began to fall again, trying to reach the boy. The boy was screaming for his mommy, and Centauri was reaching with his arm trying to grab the boy, but he remained free from his reach, until suddenly Centauri was hit by a falling beam, hit on the head, redundant much, and he lost focus again. When he looked for the boy again, redundant, and saw a bloody mess on the pavement 30 feet below him. Centauri's anti-gravity jet suddenly activated, stopping him in midair. He just floated there, looking at the dead body on the pavement. Dramatic space. Ryuisu woke up in a deep gasp. Michelle and Astra looked at him for a moment. Wait a minute. With how this started, I was under the impression that this was supposed to be Sailor Mars's dream, not Centauri's dream. And frankly, this was unnecessary. We already saw this flashback. You know, if they were going to use this flashback again, and if they were going to start it off from what I'm guessing is Sailor Mars's point of view, they should have had Sailor Mars waking up and gasping about the dream, not Centauri. It just was pointless. I just wasted time rereading this when I didn't have to. And I think it was even clunkier this time than it was the last time. Okay, let's continue. Michelle, nightmare? You could say that. Astra, where are you going anyway? Keep your voice down, Astra. Do you want people to hear talking cat? When it's late this night at Russia, people are usually sleeping, as you were. So they're now in Russia. Oh, they must be in Russia now, I guess. Michelle, what are we doing here? Oracle tells me that there have been reports of something heavenly and godlike in this area. Since neither you or I have been here before, I can only assume it's another Sailor Titan. The two giggled softly. Astra, have you made sure we had a place to stay while we're in Russia? Of course. It took me a while to understand the Russian. Russians, you mean? But I finally got the gist of it. Or the Russian language, or understand Russian. If it's talking about the language, get rid of the. Michelle, how do you think the Sailor soldiers are handling? They're the most efficient people I've ever worked with. They can take care of everything. Dramatic space. Mars. Run away! Fallen ones were throwing spears like mad, trying to... That's not how you spell pierce. And kill the Sailor soldiers. Supreme! Thunder! Crash! I think we all know who said that. Unless you're not familiar with Sailor Moon. The lightning hit a few fallen ones, frying and obliterating them. Tuxedo Mask bashed another fallen one with his cane. Tuxedo Mask, I really hope Ryuisu is having a worse time than we are right now. Well, that's mean. You're wishing your friend that he's having a worse time than you are? For all you know, he could be dying now because you said that, because you jinxed him, Tuxedo Mask. You jinxed him, and now you're responsible for his death. You should be ashamed of yourself. Dramatic space must be another transition. Beneath the desert sands, beneath the let's read that again. Beneath the desert sands, beneath the Pandemonium Fortress, and past the River of Flame, Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo met once again in council. Diablo. He has found one of the Titans. Mephisto. I know. Baal. And I assume you're planning to annihilate both of them? Mephisto. Of course. They are a potential threat to all of us, and they must be terminated. Diablo. Just like the follow ones you sent. Mephisto. I underestimated them. Centauri fought and won against you, Diablo. You should know better than to question his abilities. Diablo. If his abilities were all that strong, he would have beaten us already. Baal. Prophecy is what is being followed here. Mephisto. What is it with you and this prophecy mumbo-jumbo? We don't need a prophecy to tell us that we're going to win. Baal. And just how do you expect to win when those two Sailor Titans are still out and about? Mephisto. I will handle it. Andriel. The tarantula woman stepped out of the shadows. Mephisto. Prepare 2 squadrons of quill rats and prepare them to be released in St. Petersburg, Russia. Andariel. As you command, my lord. Dramatic space, it's a new scene. Ryuitsu. Oracle. Oracle. Are the main phone lines down in Tokyo? Yes. There have been more and more demon attacks focusing there. Would it be possible for me to get a clear channel to it? Your wish is my command.com? Is that supposed to be a website? Okay. Suddenly, the view screen changed from Oracle to Luna. Ryusu, is that you? Indeed it is. I have good news. I found another Sailor Titan and a guardian cat, Astra. Another cat? Wait a minute. Astra? Tannish gold cat with the symbol of the moon on her head. You know her? Only in an unpleasant way. We're rivals. Of course! You had a rival and you never told us. What was the point? Suddenly, Luna shoved aside and replaced by Serena. Hey, Moonface. Please tell me you found the Titans by now. Only one. Sailor Moonshine. How come so many people are taking my name? No. If she was taking your name, she would be called Sailor Moon. Moonshine and moon are 2 completely different things. They're related to each other, yes, but they're not the same thing. Da-da-da. Because you haven't put any copyright laws on it. Copy what? Serene was again shoved aside, this time by Ray. Ray! Ryusu, it's good to see you. How are... Ray was being shoved aside by Serena again. I was talking to him, Ray. Don't shove me. He's my boyfriend. I can talk to him if I want. That does give you the right to shove me around and stuff. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to look for the next Titan. See you later, everyone. The screen flashed off. I love them, but they give me a headache. So wait a minute. Ryusu is supposed to be in college. And if this is going by how very inconsistent the Sailor Senshi age in the anime, I'm assuming that they're still supposed to be 14, 15 years old, possibly 16. So, but then again, I guess the age of consent in Japan is 14? Okay, I guess they could technically be dating. So, okay. Let's get back to the story. All of a sudden, Ryusu's communicator beeped. Someone was calling him. He picked it up and opened it. Talk to me. Michelle. Ryusu, we've got a situation downtown. Some sort of weird porcupine demons. Sounds like quill rats. I'll meet you there. Dramatic space. It's another transition. The quill rats fired another spray of needles out, hitting one person in the back and bouncing and striking into and off of walls. Ryusu and Michelle ran in front of them. Alpha Centauri power! The whole pink glittery thingy appears with a silhouette of Ryusu. So he gets the pink glittery thing too? Well, Chest armor enveloped his torso as the symbol of spirit appeared on his forehead. Leg armor came around his legs, with ankle armor and foot armor behind the armor. Only visible spots where different pieces of armor joined was a black outfit, and arm armor enveloped his arms, wrists, and hands. His hand armor was separated, only having finger armor and palm and back hand armoring. That's an awful lot of armor. A red blade emitted from his wrist armor, the green grid in the shape of the helmet armor, except for the visor. The red blade passed in front of the grid, and the head armor appeared. The black visor formed directly afterwards. He stood in a pose of his two red blades coming out as he kneeled down with the Greek symbol of Alpha behind him. Moon crystal power! I am not going to read the transformation sequences. They are very redundant. You picked the wrong day to mess with innocent civilians, quill rats. We're Sailor Titans. We stand for love and justice. We stand for truth and heaven. And in the name of Alpha Centauri, and in the name of the moon, both of them at the same time, we shall punish you. We shall punish you. The quill rats shrugged it off and continued to shoot darts at anything that moved. Moonshine and Centauri sweat dropped. They're not listening to us. Get used to it. Moonshine mirror! Moonshine's staff turned into a mirror and reflected the shine of the moon into a quill rat, vaporizing it. Seeing this, the other quill rats turned and surrounded the two Sailor Titans. This is pathetic. They think they can stop us by merely surrounding us. Quite puny. Giga missile! The missile shot out of Centauri's arm and went straight for a group of quill rats. Suddenly, all the quill rats leaped from the spot. The explosion rocked under them, but nothing happened to the rats themselves. Huh? Want to play rough, huh? Giga Blade! The two red blades shot out of Centauri's wrist armor. Centauri ran at full speed into a quill rat, who jumped and bit into the wrist armor, disabling the Giga Blade. Well, that's some really weak armor. As Centauri was shocked, 10 quill rats jumped him and brought him down onto the ground. Moonshine gulped as the other quill rats prepared to jump Moonshine. Suddenly, they all jumped into the air and were about to bite into her until, let me guess, someone saves them. When a flaming white sword shot down from the sky and sliced each quill rat in half, Moonshine stared unbelievably at the sword for a moment, then looked up. The man had no visible face, as it was shadowed by a white cowl. 3 white feathers were on his shoulders with golden armor. This must be their version of Tuxedo Mask. Long white stripes of some material drew out from his back. His gloves were of white, as were his pants and boots. A heavenly aura surrounded him. Centauri finally beat enough quill rats off of him to look up. Mother of God, is that an angel? He's a hunk. He's a hunk, that's what he is. Figure. You are both strong. I am the Archangel Teriel. I am here to help you. I know he had a different voice in the last episode. Deal with it. Are you a Sailor Titan? No. I know of them, but I am not one of them. Quickly, Sailor Centauri, while the quill rats are distracted, destroy them. Yeah, he's pretty much Tuxedo Mask, but more badass. What a hunk! Giga Destroyer! Compartments and other assorted places opened up all over Centauri's armor. His missile ports opened, and his 2 cannons came on his back. Suddenly, every piece of weapon on him fired at once. Laser beams, bullets, energy blasters, and missiles all fired at the quill rats, obliterating them utterly. Thanks for the help, Ty. Centauri looked up, as did Moonshine. Teriel was gone. That was strange. What a hunk! To be continued. Well, episode 4 is done, so let's move forward to episode 5. I did not need your opinion, Rorschach. This chapter is called Chapter 5, Mephisto, Lord of Hate, and again the theme song, I don't get what. Why does it say that for every single freaking chapter? Ugh, whatever. I gotta stop being nitpicky. Keep in mind this was written a long time ago. Okay then. The fire was beginning to die down, reaching only 1/4 of a foot now. It was 2 in the morning, and Ryusu was staring at the sky. It was surprisingly foggy. The stars were hardly noticeable. Ryusu was fighting sleep at best he could, or don't you mean as best as he could? Just because you're a famous internet reviewer, that doesn't mean I'm going to be easy on you. And I don't care if you wrote this back in 2001. That was sloppy. Trying to avoid the dream, or nightmare as he thought, that haunted him for years. The dream of his greatest mistake. Worse than the Technus, worse than the Soul Stone, worse than taking on Queen Beryl hand to hand on his own. It was the day he chose between an innocent and the one he loved, and he chose wrong. His eyes were trying to shut, closing him into the horror that encompassed his every sleeping moment. Oh good, I thought they were going to do a rehash of that dream yet again. Michelle, hippies? Ryusu snapped out of his staring face and looked at his companion who slept on the ground in her sleeping bags. Hippies all around me. I guess she has a fear of hippies. Ryusu could only stare confusingly at Michelle as the continued mutter in her sleep. They want to save the earth, but all they do is smoke pot and smell bad. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Besides, I think smoking pot's probably probably healthier for the environment than smoking cigarette smoke. Ryusu. Oh, I'm sorry, I have the accent for him, so this is him speaking. Astra, are you getting a little freaked out like me? Ryusu looked around to see the cat sleeping in a basket. I hate being alone. You are not alone. Ryusu nearly jumped up in surprise as he realized that Michelle was still awake. So, was she just talking like that out loud just for the hell of it? He turned to face her, who was sitting up. I assumed you were sleeping. By the fact that you thought I was having a dream about hippies? I expect more of you, Ryusu. Don't insult me while I'm tired and hungry. Why you'd be hungry at 2 in the morning escapes me. It's the time difference. I travel too much, but I've still got too much England and Japan in me. So, when are we supposed to reach the rogue encampment that'll bring us to Lutgolene? My maps are not too accurate, but we'll be there soon enough. If we keep walking and stop every few times, we should reach it in a day. Good. I've been thinking. I'll call the police. Ryusu stared at her blankly. A joke. Ah. A very random and pointless joke. And I don't see how that's a joke. Let's continue. Anyway, I think it's time we moved on the offensive. We've been attacked countless times by 3 primevals, and I think the 2 of us should, by logic, be strong enough to stop one of them. Which one do you have in mind? Mephisto. Being the eldest, he's probably the strongest. Then why would you want to take him out first? Countless times before, the sailor soldiers have had to deal with lackeys before they could move on to the main leader of the evil they were facing. I say we take out the most powerful first, which will prove that we're ready for the lessers. And if you're wrong, then we'll die a horrible, painful death. Goody. We'll need backup, however. Ryusu pulled out his laptop. You're calling the sailors at this hour? Time difference, remember? It should be from about 10 to 12 o'clock by now there. Ryusu dialed up on his laptop, and the image of Amy appeared on screen. Ah, Ryusu, what can I do for you? Have you found another Sailor Titan? I'm on the trail of one now. In the meantime, I've been thinking it's time to move on the offensive. I'm going to need backup. Can the sailor soldiers come and help? We're pretty busy at... is... here? I think they meant to say as is, not at is. I'll talk to the others and see if we can't get someone there. Thanks, Mercury. The screen went blank. There. Now can you please fall asleep? Oh, wait. Wrong person. That was supposed to be Michelle speaking. There. Now, can you please fall asleep? Sleep, you foolish girl. I haven't slept in years, only dreamt. Michelle sighed and rolled over with her sleeping bag. Dramatic space must mean it's another scene. Mephisto. Andriel. What news do you bring of me of the Sailor Titans? The Titans have decided to finally move against you, with or without help of their compatriots. Okay. They will fail. Obviously, do you wish me to send a legion or 2 of your demons to deal with them? No. It's time I showed them my true power. I will go alone and destroy them. Your wish is my command, Lord. Adriel walked off. Bal and Diablo walked in and saw Adriel leave. This is a mistake. What if the prophecy has you die at the hands of those 2 Titans? Mephisto. What is it you wish? What it is you wish and that prophecy? I believe in it. You should too. Diablo. Prophecy is useless. We should all just destroy the Sailor Titans and the Sailor Soldiers together as a group. Mephisto. No, Diablo. This is my fight. I want to show them how they should not underestimate the Lord of Hate. Dramatic space must be another scene. Ryuisu paced back and forth in the camp they made. Michelle. We should get moving and keep going to the rogue encampment. No, I'm fed up with these coordinates to Amy. Oh, I fed these coordinates to Amy and told them that they can meet me here, and only here. You are very stubborn, you know that? It's one of my better qualities. Deal with it. Austria. I always wonder why I have to deal with you humans. Michelle. We're doomed. We are not doomed. We're doomed. Even with the Sailor Soldiers, we can't defeat Mephisto. We have no idea where he is. He's been watching us. And how do you know that? Simple process of elimination, of complete and utter coincidence. Everywhere we go, he sent demons to destroy us in our searches. Logically, he's been watching us and knows of our plans. He'll attack us with something, some type of demon, and we'll press the demon for information. Suddenly, a giant breeze surrounded them as a blue portal opened up in front of them. Sailor Pluto walked out of the portal. Trista! Where are the others? Pluto. I was the only one who could come. Things are getting bad out there. I guess we could use any help we can get. We're expecting Mephisto any time now. Expecting him? He's been watching us. He probably knows of my plan to attack him, so he'll come to deal with me. Oh, Michelle, I'd like you to meet... Sailor Pluto! Michelle suddenly ran over to Pluto and jumped all around her, excited and overjoyed. This is all to be clothed, Sailor Pluto, the keeper of time, I blah 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 blah, that's, I can't read that, no. Pluto, hi. I'd like you to meet Sailor Moonshine, or Michelle, Trista. I think she likes you. Michelle turned to him and glared. Everybody knows Sailor Pluto is the best and most powerful sailor soldier. If only Moonface were here. Who? Suddenly, the ground around them began to crack open, and Ryuisu flipped back as the ground exploded under them, and a ghostly figure rose up. Mephisto! Is that Mephisto? Yes. He's scarier than you said he was. I agree. Pluto, don't just stand there, transform. Austria, yes, please. Alpha Centauri power. Okay, why are we getting another freaking... We don't need another description of what they look like when they transform. I've seen Sailor Moon, I can just visualize it. Alright, Coyote Ugly, time for you to feel the wrath of Sailor Titans. We stand for love. We stand for justice. And in the name of the moon, and in the name of Alpha Centauri, we shall punish you! We shall punish you! Mephisto floated there, his bony tentacles, at first I thought that said testicles, but I was thankfully wrong, crossed. Mephisto, I eagerly anticipate your immense demise. The uglier they are, the more they overestimate themselves. Pluto, deadly scream! Pluto swung her staff around, shooting out a purple ball of energy at Mephisto, who deflected it away and into some nearby trees. Moonshine mirror! Moonshine's staff turned into a mirror on a staff and reflected the light of the moon into a beam from the mirror, shooting it out at Mephisto, who was hit, but no damage was delivered. Moonshine was utterly shocked and confused and continued to shoot the beam with little success. Giga Cannon! Centauri's cannons came onto his shoulders and shot two balls of energy out. Mephisto's tentacles grabbed the balls and merged them together. I'm sorry. I have a very dirty mind. He then threw them right back at them, exploding their camp and nearly them. They fell onto the ground but got back up. Moonshine was still attacking. Pluto, I really think you made a mistake. I really think you're right. We have to get out of here. Moonshine, no, we can beat him. Suddenly, a flaming white sword shot down from the sky in front of Mephisto. Terrio swooped down and grabbed the sword. Quickly, Sailor Moonshine. We must escape. We have no other option. Man, that angel is a hunk, huh? Oh, okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, he is so a tuxedo mask. Yeah, okay. Mephisto, and run where? There is no escape from the Lord of Hate. Wahahaha. He actually did the wahahaha laughter. To be continued. Well, that's the end of episode 5. Let's move on to episode 6. Okay, then. This one is called Zephyros Charges In. He's either a good guy or a bad guy. Astra. Okay, a little recap of the last few hours or so, and no! I'm just gonna go and skip that and just read the story. Theme song, blah blah blah. The 4 humans and humanoid and cat. Get rid of the ands and have it say the 4 humans, comma, humanoid, comma, and cat were running like the wind. They had lost Mephisto for the moment, but they knew he had surveillance techniques. Astra. I need to rest my paws. Why are those words capitalized? Well, they aren't entirely capitalized, but the first letter is capitalized. That's unnecessary because it's still technically a sentence. It's just, you know, she's supposed to be speaking because she's out of breath. Soon enough, Austria. Or Astra. Yeah, she's named after her country. Michelle, where are we going anyway? To the rogue encampment I mentioned. Odds are that they'll have some type of doctor and resting place. Teriel was injured while we were escaping. I am fine. Keep going. With all due respect to the big guy and yourself, Teriel, bullshit. Suddenly, as they were coming across a clearing, a woman about 16 with little freckles on her face stood in front of them, walking across. She had shoulder-length brown hair and bangs. She was 5'6" and had icy blue eyes. What the? Ryusu suddenly plowed right into her, causing both to fall to the ground in pain and surprise. Ugh! Get off of me! How come I'm always the one who falls for women? Teriel, amusing. Now get up. Ryusu held his stomach as he helped the woman up. I apologize, or in some sort of a hurry. Woman, dear God, that angel is wounded. I like how she nonchalantly sees an angel and doesn't freak out about it and just says that he's wounded. I'm assuming she's supposed to be the next Sailor Titan. The woman shoved Ryusu to the ground and ran over to Teriel, who was sitting on the ground holding his bleeding side. I am fine. Do not concern yourself with me. Michelle, aren't you surprised he's an angel? Woman, with demons running around and destroying entire cities, what isn't surprising? Trista. And what's your name? Woman, me? I'm Lucy. I run a traveling medical shack. Here, come with me. The 2 Titans and Trista dragged Teriel by the shoulders as Lucy led them to a shack about 10 feet wide. There was a horse and a small buggy attached to it as well. Lucy went inside and grabbed the standard first aid kit. She placed some wet cotton on the ground and started to notice it was healing on its own. Lucy, how are you? I'm an archangel. I'm an archangel. Yes, you are. Now the funny thing is, excuse me, what are you 3 doing? Ryusu had noticed a glowing coming from one of his bags, and he saw that it was the Titan silhouette paper. Michelle, Lucy, could you touch this paper for us? What? Why? Humor us. Just touch it. Lucy slowly walked over and grabbed the paper for a moment. Ryusu looked at the paper. Nothing was happening. Ryusu, dang it. If Lucy isn't a Sailor Titan, then why was this paper reacting? Michelle, maybe someone else is here. Lucy, no. No one's around for miles. Trista, we'll worry about the Titan later. We need to keep moving and get away from Mephisto before he catches up with us. Right. Ah! Ryusu collapsed as he began to run. Michelle, what's wrong? It's nothing. I just bruised my side on the way over from the blast. Lucy, here, let me take a look at it. I'm fine. Ugh! Lucy looked under the side of Ryusu's shirt, seeing a bleeding wound. Get him into the shack. I'll get some bandages and some disinfectant. Dramatic space. It must be another... Bleh. Oh, no. Please, no. Stop with the flashback of the boy dying. I'm not reading that. This is just getting redundant. I'm sorry, but it's redundant. Ryusu woke up in a heavy sweat. Lucy. Good. You're awake. I was hoping you would make it. What happened? You passed out on the way to my shack. I bandaged you up and you're going to be all right. Were you dreaming? Nightmaring. I could give you some herbs to stop them. Or, no. The dreams are a message. Unfortunately, it's already been made clear. That's an interesting ring you got there. Ryusu pointed to Lucy's ring, which had a symbol of the zodiac on it. This old thing? I've had it for years. Nothing special about it. Ah. What are those titans you keep talking about? Oh, nothing. You shouldn't concern yourself with it. By the way, how far are we from Latgulian? That desert/port city? A long way. The fastest you'll get there from here is by caravan. Are there no cars or airplanes or trains? Again, use commas. This area is not the most technologically sound. Everyone has to depend on themselves or the people around them for assistance. There's a rogue encampment about a few miles from here. You could get there if you started now. And that is a good idea indeed. I'll go tell the others that. Moon, crystal, power! Pluto, planet, power! Oh, bloody hell. Dramatic space, and it's another scene. Mephisto fired a beam of lightning at Sailor Moonshine, shocking her back into the tree. Okay. Pluto, deadly scream! The purple ball of energy hit Mephisto, exploding on impact, but Mephisto floated through it like nothing. Lucy, my God, is that Mephisto? Yep, Lord of Hate himself. I highly recommend that you get out of here, Lucy. Lucy complied and ran back to her shack. Alpha Centauri power! Again, it's showing the description of what he looks like when he transforms. Redundant! Mephisto, time to meet your maker. Giga Kanin! Lucy was back in her shack. Good. Now they're not looking. I better transform. Oh! I am so surprised! She turned out to be a Sailor Titan! And this is the transformation scene. Let's read it as quickly as possible. Out of her ring came energy bolts, which wrapped around her torso. Blah 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 blah. And then no, she's a sailor 10 times. Yeah, let's continue to read. Mephisto laughed and pushed the Giga Cannon blast away from him as easily as breathing. Voice. Sephiro's valiant charge. A fiery silhouette of a woman suddenly ran into Mephisto, blasting him back. Lucy suddenly jumped in front of the others. Of course, she wasn't Lucy anymore. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm sorry. Sephiro's. Time to die, Lord of Hate. I am Sailor Sephiro's, former princess of the planet Sephiro's. I will right your wrongs and triumph over evil. Time to be punished. Hey, I was right. Lucy is a sailor soldier, though not a Titan. Sephiro's. Titan? You mean this paper? Sephiro's held up the paper of the Titan silhouettes, now showing Sailor Sephiro's as one of them. Moonshine. But how? Mephisto's. Die! Mephisto shot up a green ball of energy at Sailor Sephiro's. Ring of Sephiro's. Sephiro's pointed her ring at the energy ball and fired out a ring of energy which wrapped around the green ball of energy. And engulfed it into nothing. All together now! Giga Missile! Moonshine Mirror! Pluto Deadly Scream! Sephiro's Valiant Charge! A missile came out of Centauri's wrist armor, a reflection of the shine of the moon shot out of Moonshine's mirror staff, and a purple ball of energy came from Pluto's staff, and Centauri's ring shot out a silhouette of a fiery woman running at Mephisto's. All four blasts hit Mephisto's, knocking him back into some trees, exploding each one into bark and splinters. Mephisto's. Such power. I shall return. Mephisto's teleported away. Well, we won. Now, as for you, Lucy. What about me? Sephiro's? Sailor Sephiro's suddenly looked at Pluto. Auntie Pluto? Are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. Sephiro's ran into Pluto's arms and the two hugged. Am I missing something here? This is Moonshine speaking, by the way. Astra. Queen Amaya of the planet Cephos was the cousin of Queen Pluto. Tradition of the planet had cousins between two planets made them aunts to their children, as did make the two children of the planet's cousins. Okay, besides that, how come she's a Titan when she touched it earlier, the Titan sheet didn't react? Oh, that? I was wearing rubber gloves at the time, so I couldn't heal Teriel. Where... So, was it because you were wearing rubber gloves that it didn't reveal that you were a Titan either? You could have just said, oh yeah, I am a Titan. I mean, what was the point of the secrecy? Was it just like, I have to make my big reveal. I'm a Sailor Titan. Ha! No, stupid. Where is he anyway? He comes and goes as he pleases. Yeah, what a hunk. What is it with girls and angels? To be continued. Well, that's the end of these 3 episodes. My thoughts kind of went a little bit smoother than the last part, but still a lot of stuff about it that kind of bothers me. So, yeah, I mean, it's not bad, it's interesting, it just needs to be written a lot better. A lot better. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then,